guest is back. Hello, Charles.
Hello, Jolene. How are you today?
I'm amazing. It's been a minute. And we've been through a lot over the last couple of months. I mean, we did a recording in December and we had plans to do ones in the new year, and then life happened and there was a huge amount of conflict that came into the region that we had to navigate our way through.
Surely.
But it's exciting to be here again, and I think a great topic for today where we're going to talk about adversity. So what does adversity mean to you? And please say hello to everyone that is tuning in once again.
Welcome to all our listeners, and we're happy to join you. Also, if it's your first time joining us, welcome to the Mavericks Mimosas Podcast. Yes, it's been a while, like you say, Jolene, and it takes me back to 28 February 2026, right?
It does.
We were all fortunate around a nice table, having a normal Dubai brunch with all my great friends, and got a phone call from my brother from South Africa asking me, are we okay?
Yeah.
And it was raining missiles.
I know. It was crazy because we were together that day and everyone was like, oh, it's just these things that are happening. But then all of a sudden, by the time we got home, it was like a very different situation. We were literally seeing missiles being intercepted, and it's just been like a spiral of events after that, and like so much uncertainty and impacting your mind and your health, and you know, not sure where to go and like, how do we handle this? Because to be honest, it was not on my bingo card for 2026. So it was very surprising and very new to me. So
it was also, I think we had a great outlook to the new year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think we had a great start also. I think the first 8 weeks we did that health challenge.
We did.
Me and you and your family as well.
We did.
The trifecta of physical, nutritional and mental health. And as soon as that came to the end, literally, here comes a state of adversity in the form of a regional conflict that really paused a lot of good things, right?
It did.
We just had to shift, adapt and realign.
Yeah.
But it's a process, right?
It is.
When it comes to adversity, I think there's input,
Yeah.
process and output.
Yeah.
And you can't plan for this, can you?
And it comes in many different forms, right? So, you know, you could be going through adversity if you have health issues, or if you're in a toxic relationship, or if you're in a toxic work environment, or you're just not finding your feet from a career perspective. But then also you're going through all of this, and then it's compounded by stuff that you never even thought you could have imagined, or something that's completely not within your control, such as the conflict that happened in the UAE. So, you know, you have your own issues that you were dealing with, and now there's this. So I think you and I both have many stories that we can share on adversity, but I think we've selected one or two that we want to share today, and how we actually did that and how we overcame it. And hopefully that can be inspiring, or just give anybody some advice on how to actually do it. Because I know that I am an extremely resilient person.
Yes,
I think I've said it before in my previous podcast, and that doesn't just come like that. Just doesn't just like happen. You're not born with this knack for resiliency. It comes with dealing with adversity and overcoming challenges, and how you actually do that. So I'm looking forward to some of the discussions we're going to have today. Very open, very raw, and hopefully a message out to everybody who's listening.
I'm sure, and I think you're right. It's not a skill per se, but the body and mind, I think, are really amazing, where it's adaptable and flexible, but also it's a matter of, I think many people are suffering today and they're broken.
Yeah.
And they send out a message or a outward projection that's not really actually the true kind of inward conflict that they experience.
Yeah.
And so I think it's very real and relevant, this topic.
Yeah.
And I think we want to also showcase to our listeners and our followers, and even to ourselves in this very journey, that you can overcome it.
Yeah. Everyone's going through it. Everyone's got a story.
So true.
Yeah.
And I think any story is not complete without adversity, right?
It is.
Because every good movie, every good series, every good book has got a twist.
Yeah.
I think that's my word for today. Twist equals adversity.
Yeah.
So let's unpack the twist, Jolene.
Let's unpack it.
So do we want to first start with, perhaps you want to share us a personal story on your side, where you want to talk about your journey of adversity and what it means to you. And
of course, I'd love to
please,
share.
we would love to.
Mine is going to be very much linked to health. So adversity does come in many different forms. As I mentioned, health is one of them. And on the 9th of March, 2019, I was clinically dead for 137 minutes.
Wow.
So to give the history and the context and the journey, so I was born many, many years ago. Let's say 1993, and I was this beautiful bouncing baby with this like beautiful strawberry blonde hair, and went for all the regular checkups, and the doctor was going through the list, and he was like, oh, her lungs are fantastic, her eyesight is amazing, but oh, there's just something with that heart that's not right. Something just doesn't make sense. So off my mom went, and she went to a cardiologist, and they did some checks, and they picked up that I had an issue with one of my valves. But it wasn't major. It was kind of like, we just need to monitor it every single year. If nothing changes, we won't actually have to do anything. So off I went into this world, this crazy, wild young girl doing all of these crazy things. And Charlotte, I've taken you on some of those things. I've skydived, I've bungee jumped, I've done rap jumping, I've done all of these things.
River
rafting.
On the fly decisions.
On the fly, doing all of these things. And I was living a truly amazing life from just like a living perspective. And every year I'd go for my checkups, and in 2019 I went for my annual checkup, and my cardiologist was like, are you having any symptoms? And I was like, no. And he was like, are you sure? And then he kept on, and I thought to myself, this is taking a little bit longer than all of the other visits. Checkups that I've had. I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time. Something is not right here. Anyway, so then afterwards you do the sonar, and then he called me into his office, and he said to me, he thinks it's time. So there's been a change in the size of the valve, but we need to go for like an angiogram just to confirm all of that.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in his office, and I was trying to hold it together, and because it's a huge thing, it's not something that you want to hear. And
you only have one heart.
You only have one heart. And I remember walking out of his office and getting into the lift, and I just burst out crying, and I phoned my mom, and I was like, it's time. Like, it's time for the surgery. And her and I had a really good cry on the phone. I think I've said it many times before. I'm a big crier. And, it was something that had to be done. So we did the angiogram, had to go in for the surgery. And had the surgery, it was kind of explained, like, this is what's going to happen, this is, what you can expect. And there were all of the things that the doctor had explained. So my fitness level, back to zero. I literally couldn't take 2 steps without falling down. I was dizzy, I was all of these things. So one of the main things that I needed to get through in hospital was just basically walking and building my fitness back up to what it was. So it was like every day taking 2 more steps, 1 day at a time, 2 more steps, 3 more steps, in ICU, like most unbelievable pain and anything that you have been through, because you've literally had your chest cut open, and you've been on bypass for 137 minutes while they actually fix and work your heart. And when I was having the consultation with the cardiologist, they said to me that I'm going to have to be on medication for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And for me, I was like, okay. And I remember a very dear friend of mine, Tanil, had said to me, but it's just like taking vitamins. Like, just look at it as taking vitamins. And I was like, okay with that. And then I only came to realize that there was more to it. It wasn't just about taking vitamins. It was about having to measure my coagulation every 2 weeks. So being on this medication, warfarin, it's blood thinning. You have to make sure that your blood is within the right level. So if it's too thick, you're at risk of having a stroke. If it's too thin, you're at risk of internal bleeding. So I was prepared for the fitness. I was prepared for all of that. But then what came next was something I wasn't prepared for. And that is the mental challenges I went through because of this medication. So in my 6 weeks recovery, I was doing the worst thing that anybody can possibly do. I was on Dr. Google, and I was like, oh, look at all these things. And it feared me into, like, you can't even imagine. I would literally sneeze, and I'd be like, oh, this is it. I'm having a stroke. I'm having a heart attack. And I had read up that if you are having a stroke, you need to, number one, stick your tongue out, and you need to put your hands up in the air. And if you can do that, you're not having a stroke. So there would be random times throughout the day where I'd be in meetings, I'd be out with friends, I'd be in whatever, having this panic that I was having a stroke, and I would literally stick my tongue out and put my hands up in the air, which is the most obscene thing that you could ever imagine.
But you're just testing that I'm still kicking.
That I'm actually not having a stroke.
Gosh.
And then I came to realize that I was living in the shadow of this thing, and I was living in fear. And there's a saying that fear stands for false evidence appearing real.
Correct.
Right? And I thought to myself, if I don't change this, if I don't fix this, I will literally go crazy and I will go off the rails. And I had to introduce certain things to actually calm myself down and actually realize. And I think we've spoken about it before, is that our brains are a very powerful thing, but also can be our enemy, right? So you have a part of your brain, which is called the amygdala, which is basically your fear center.
It's your fear factor, yeah.
It's your fear factor. It is always scanning for scenarios and creating the worst case scenarios that you can ever possibly imagine. But Charlie, if I ask you a question, like think about a time where you were terrified, you were living in the sense of fear. What did it feel like? Number one. Number two, did it actually materialize? Probably not,
no,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it probably didn't. And if it did materialize, was it as bad as what you thought it was? Probably not, right? So I had to go through a process where I had to name it. So I had to be like, Jolene, this is what you're scared of. Like, you're scared you're going to have a stroke, you're going to have a heart attack. This is what you're scared of. Because when you name it, you tame it.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
I always say, if we can label that emotion or understanding,
correct,
you have control over it.
Exactly. You're the one that has to have control, and you're the one that actually has to change your mind. And then whenever I was in the situation, I had to say to myself, like, Jolene, do you have evidence? Are you 100% certain that you're having a stroke or a heart attack right now just because you sneezed? No, I didn't.
Yeah.
And then I could I could move on. And I had to go through that rhythm and routine and catch myself in the moment to be like, you are not going to die. Like, just calm down. You're not going to die. And that's where my mind would wander to. So I had to stop it in the moment and just go back and be like, it's your fear center that's working. You're going to be okay. You do everything that you're supposed to do. You take your medication. You check your blood every 2 weeks. And you actually just have to take it like one day at a time. And nothing ever changes overnight, right? So if you're trying to change or adapt something, it's never, you wake up one morning
your
and
brain
everything's
needs time
fine.
to readjust to those new files and behaviors and momentum and consistency.
Correct. And you have to train your brain, and you have to build a habit, and you have to keep doing it every day. But every day gets easier and easier. And eventually it got to the point where it was like, actually, I'm no longer living in this fear, right? At all. It can't take hold of me. So I'm at a point now where I'm okay. I wear this heart surgery like a flippin' badge of honor. Exactly. And I'm like, I have a mechanical heart valve, everybody. Like, I am unique. I survived open heart surgery. I got through the time in ICU, which is crazy. It makes you crazy. It depresses you. It just looking at everything that's going on.
It's a shock to everything.
It's a shock to everything.
To yourself, to your family. Those pictures we've seen. I mean, the ICU and that 7 days of recovery. I mean, it's so fragile.
It is. It's extreme. You've got pipes everywhere, and it's like everything is so foreign. Like, you don't even feel like it was bizarre. Then it's like, am I ever going to be able to run again? Am I ever going to be able to walk the distances I did? But every day I was like, today you are going to walk from this point to this point. Then tomorrow you're going to walk from this point to that point. And my mom used to walk with me, and another dear friend, like every day they'd come to my house and somebody would walk with me. And then I subsequently had to work on this mental side, which nobody ever had explained that this was what was going to happen. And today I like in a much better place, and the only time I'm sticking my tongue out and raising my hands is when I'm on a roller coaster and I'm having the best time and I'm screaming, enjoying. So the message in all of that is you can overcome adversity. You just need to acknowledge it, number one, and you got to do something about it. And, you know, I'll never forget another dear friend of mine, Elizabeth, had said to me, she said to me, you're not a tree, you can move. Right? So if something is not working for you, if you don't feel like something is right, just change it. The power is within you.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I had to do. I had to take ownership of it. I had to change my mindset. I had to change the way I looked at things in life. And that's kind of how I overcame that adversity. And it took a while. Like I said, it didn't happen
won't change
overnight.
overnight.
It doesn't change overnight.
No.
There's still times like, I look back at that and I was like, my goodness, I cannot believe that I actually overcame that. And then when I go through stuff now, I'm like, girl, you survived open heart surgery, for crying out loud. You can survive anything. So, it was a journey, but I had to take ownership of it and I had to take accountability. No one else was going to do it for me.
Yeah. It's so true. It's actually a very amazing story. I think it also comes down to that initial kind of information shock.
Yeah.
We, as a child and as a teenager and as a young lady, it was all good. There's checkups with the doctors, and you never, almost, I guess, expect that time to come.
Yeah, you never
but
do.
That information that's out
Yeah.
of your control and kind of external becomes so internal.
Yeah.
And then with the absence of the mental kind of tools,
Yeah.
you're forced to deal with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did you kind of, after you've realized that, this valve needs to be replaced, where do you accept, Jolene, and got the mental information to feed you that understanding of, gosh, for me to walk from here to there and tomorrow but farther away, something must influence that. It's
Yeah.
not the mere fact that you have to relearn to move around.
Yeah.
There's a fine line and a drop or a moment where that choice of, I want to live, I want to get out of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nobody gets taught this again, I think.
No, you don't. No. And I think everybody has their own journey with this.
Yeah.
And progress is never linear, right? It's never like, pew, like one line,
Exactly.
otherwise it would be amazing. And it's up and down all the time. And I'll never forget that you know how hospitals are nowadays. You have open heart surgery tonight, tomorrow morning, you need to be up and you need to be walking. And
Because they charge you money for everything nowadays,
yeah, but
unfortunately.
the movement is actually what gets you better, and it heals you.
It activates you.
It activates you. And I remember standing up that morning and they gave me a Zimmer frame, not because of my age. And I was like, oh, I'm ready to go, because like I have a very positive mindset and I'm like always said like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go. And the nurse said to me, she's like, just hold on. And I was like, what do you mean? And the minute she said that, I just remember everything going like this blur and I just fainted. And they caught me here. And you need to remember, it's very risky because anything that
Exactly.
happens here, it could open.
It was open heart surgery for
It was
basic,
open heart surgery. Anyway, got back into bed, like said, and I watched the TV, counted down the days, and the hours and minutes until my family came, because that really got me through. Next day, she was like, okay, we're going to walk again. And I was like, oh, shit, man, like I need to do this again.
Yeah.
And exactly the same thing happened. And there was a point where I was like, Jolene, you are never going to be able to walk again. Like, honestly, that was going through my mind, because I'm like, it's day 2 and I'm impatient with myself and I put a huge amount of pressure on myself. And I was like, you got to walk, man. Like, otherwise you're going to be stuck like this forever. And the next day, same thing, got up and I took like 2 or 3 steps. And then from that day on, I was just like, from now on, I just need to set these small little goals for myself. And there were two moments for me which really, really touched me. The one was I managed to walk out to the entrance of the hospital, and I was standing at the entrance and I was just looking like outside, and I was like overwhelmed. Like, you can see it even makes me emotional. Like, I was overwhelmed because I was like, oh, Jolene, you're going to be fine. Like, that was the moment I was like, you've made it outside the hospital. Like,
Amazing
that was the
story.
one, like, it was amazing. And then the second time was I had to go and see my cardiologist, and I walked to my cardiologist. I mean, it's in the same hospital.
But still, it's a big achievement.
Yeah, I walked to the cardiologist. I had to take stops along the way. So whenever they said, like, if you're feeling tired, you literally just have to lean against the wall, and you have a towel that you have to walk with. And like, so if you sneeze, you have to hold it. Like, that's the thing that kind of protects your chest just from going like, so I remember leaning against the wall, holding my towel, and I was like, okay. And eventually I got to the cardiologist. I had my checkup and he was so happy with my progress. And then I went back into the waiting room, and the lady who was there, she said, okay, we'll call you the porter. And I was like, no, it's fine. I don't need a porter. And she was like, but how did you get here? And I was like, I walked here. And she was like,
surprise.
She was like, what? She's like, that's amazing. That's incredible. And I was like, well, I'm going to walk back. If at any point I don't feel okay, I am in a hospital. If I sit down and I sit there and I scream for help, somebody is going to come and help me. But I was determined to actually make it work and actually get through those steps and actually get better, because the quicker I got better and the healthier I was, the quicker I could get out of ICU, the quicker I could get out of the general ward, and the quicker I could go home. So it's all about mindset, and it's about pushing yourself every day. Don't look 3 months ahead. It's now. Like, what can I do today to be better, and how can I push myself? Because if you don't want to be in that situation, you got to give it your everything to change it.
Wow. I mean, what I hear from that story, a factual story, thank you for sharing, is also that that moment of adversity wasn't per se the actual surgery. There was the hope by the family and the prayers, right?
Yeah.
That served the right hands and doctor to do that.
Yeah.
But it creates in all of us determination.
Yeah.
And that is not a skill, it's an inherent tool of your character.
Yeah.
Maybe adversity also creates that space where you learn life is not guaranteed. Life
isn't.
It's not guaranteed.
Tomorrow isn't guaranteed.
Exactly.
Nothing is guaranteed.
So then that should invoke in you the right kind of personal tools and, I guess, behavior and drive to understand that, listen, it's now or never.
And don't give up. There are going to be days where it's not working.
Yes.
There are going to be days where you're going to be like, I just want to give up and I don't want to do this anymore. Have your moment.
Correct.
And then pull yourself up and
Yes.
you try again tomorrow.
Yes.
Because nothing lasts forever. You give it everything you've got and you go in the direction that you want to go in. It will change and everything will be okay. It will work out exactly the way that it needs to be.
It will always be okay. And I think if you have that hope and faith, and that will then also drive you to kind of deal with all sorts of adversity, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And we've talked about your story, but I think listeners might have their own stories, right? Where you might feel that we don't understand your story because we are not in your shoes.
Yeah.
It could be as horrible as you might be blaming your circumstances, right?
Yeah.
Where you have no money or born in a wrong family.
Yeah.
Or you've just lost a job, or wherever you are in your life stage, that it might mean a different variable for yourself, right? And that's all okay. I think you're quite right. There's a moment in life, I think many moments in life, where all these things will hit you. But this is a significant, I guess, story in your life, which can help you to also overcome and navigate future given forms of bad scenarios.
And again, another nice quote.
Yes.
If you're not changing something, you're choosing it.
Correct.
So if you're sitting and you're blaming your circumstances and just sitting there and be like, it's not my fault that I'm in this situation, and you're doing nothing to change it, you're choosing it. And to your point about sharing stories, this is what we're about, because the more we share, the more everybody can learn. So we have limited time, of course. So let's move on.
Yes.
To hear your story. Please tell us, Charl. Tell us. I don't know what the story is, by the way. So I'm hearing it for the very first time. Maybe you told me before. I don't know. But
so
maybe
it's very fresh. I did actually had a dream literally 2 nights ago. And I used to be not a believer of dreams mean something. But I also understand again from a back end of hypnosis and levels of sleep where your subconscious is essentially telling you something. And I dream in colors. There might be people that say they don't dream in colors. And I remember the smell and these orange missiles literally attacking my building.
Yeah.
And as I flew back to South Africa in the middle of the war, I've mentioned to you about the scar on my face actually.
Yeah.
So after an 8-hour flight, I didn't realize it, but my brother came to pick me up at the airport with this mark and scar here, blood.
Yeah.
And unconsciously, I think the trauma of thinking we were fine in the middle of a war season in this region, didn't attack you essentially mentally. But I was stuck in my apartment, I think, for like 4 days.
Yeah.
Thank goodness with COVID, I was back home where I have a big yard and nature
Yeah.
and family members around me. So I would not survive, I think,
Yeah.
that isolation that I've had here for maybe a few days. And so the dream I had on Thursday was essentially I was running down a building and blocks falling on me, cement, and I saw faces of blood everywhere. But it's way more dramatic in a dream, like almost like a film of animation.
Yeah.
So I'm alluding to the fact that not about the war wasn't the adversity, it's what came along with it. So some kind of awakening, like you know what, Charles, throughout your entire life, I was absolutely driving perfection. I was unkind to myself, always portraying some sort of mirror image to somebody else to keep them happy, and I never looked after myself. And so I took a long time back home to actually understand the physical scar, the inside scar. So for me, it was very symbolic. Even the dream that I had 2 nights ago, like it just, I guess, substantiated like, oh wow, there's more to life. And again, that driving factor to overcome essentially any bad event. Which also says that some events, whether it's a war or a crime or a break-in or a death in a family, whatever, it awakens up something in yourself to help you understand, listen, what's next for me? When do I do some introspection and reflection? And I think I was really woken up, not by the war itself, but I'm also in finance, where we do budgets and plans and forecasting. Never once in my life did any business achieve that plan or forecast. So you could be a great planner. You could always set out on paper. You could be a type A person, and like me, boy oh boy, it never happens like that.
No.
So years and years of hoping to achieve all those wonderful, I guess, achievements, I asked myself, what would I have imagined my life would look like at my age today, rewinding, say, when I'm 25 years old? Guess what?
No.
It looks nothing like that.
No, it never does.
Exactly.
Someone lied to us about this adulting thing.
Exactly.
I imagine we would be on a yacht right now.
Exactly.
Just like sailing around the Mediterranean. 'Cause
Exactly.
Life at 35 looks amazing.
100%.
Yeah, we are navigating wars.
Exactly. But it also reveals a sense of maturity, which I absolutely appreciate also. I think the way that any adverse events or even conversations or small micro moments, they all add up, right?
They do.
So it wasn't the missile or the rain or the alert on a phone. It's that fear factor where you are bombarded by, again, like I say, we are so uncertain.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
No.
And both me and you, we don't like to play in that circle of uncertainty. But guess what? It's freaking a given.
Yeah.
It's there. So I've learned how to accept it.
Yeah.
So hence my question to you earlier was that micro moment where you wanted to move forward. I feel it sounds so generic, but really it is. If you have your own life story, that acceptance is the first piece of dealing with any adversity, I think.
It is. Like, you got to...
I hope it makes sense.
No, it does make sense, because you have to accept the situation that you're in.
Yes.
I had to accept the fact that I was living in the sense of fear, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I accept it. I named it. I'm like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Fine. Fantastic. Now we can move on to the next part. And if you don't, like, you're just going to continuously be in the state of like turmoil and you're trying to get over it and struggle. And the thing is, adversity is not a one-off thing.
Sorry, folks.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but life is like this.
Yes.
You know, life will be great at some times, and when you're in those moments, just embrace it. And when you're on the downs, you need to accept it to your point, and then just figure out how it is that you want to do it. Whether you do it one step at a time, whether you have a whole plan, whether you ChatGPT it, whatever it is, and you just take it one day at a time, but work on your plan. But acknowledge it. Yeah.
And I think it also ties back nice to also your point where the event of seeing the actual scar on the face, whatever, which took weeks to actually recover also. But in my sleep during the flight, I guess, scratching. It's trauma. It's a physical output of what went on internally.
Yeah.
And so I've also learned that claiming it forces acceptance.
Yeah.
I'm not blaming anymore.
Yeah.
Where a fantastic career and an expat in the UAE, whatever, looked like a very nice plan. That
beautiful plan.
is pretty. But we tend to blame everything, a condition, an external factor.
Yeah.
Yes, you didn't ask for the weak heart valve, right?
No.
But it was given to you to deal with,
Yeah.
to learn you those tools and how to grow out of it personally.
So I want to ask you a question because, I mean, we went through this conflict in the UAE together, and you were, where you stay, you're much closer to the coast. Over the sea is Iran, over there, so you were exposed to a lot more. And we went through this journey of like, is it impacting me or isn't? Because at some point in time, you're like, is it like, oh no, it's actually fine. But then when you hear the siren, you have like, oh my gosh, like you have all these like...
You panic.
You have these panic attacks. And for me, I remember the defining moment for me where I was like, this is actually affecting me, is when I was at the fuel station and I was putting in fuel and I was just like in my own world, probably singing to like Justin Bieber or whatever. But when that petrol pump, you know, it's got that click.
Yes.
When it's filled, when that click went off, I got such a big fright. And then I was like, this is affecting me a lot more than what it did. But I know you being closer to the action, if you want to call it that. At what point did you decide, like, this is too much for me? Like, I cannot take this anymore, and I actually just need to get out.
Yes, I think.
And just get away from this environment.
You're right. So the visuals from where I stay, I don't think I'll ever. There's one scene that I would never ever forget.
Yeah.
And I wish I could describe it, and one day I will. But that entire 2 weeks before I left here, having to work with my clients, I just knew I'm not focused. I'm not my best self. Then also having to deal with clients, and I mean, them having to adjust their business models just to survive, you know?
Yeah.
What do they do with the employees? And they come to me as a finance leader with a vision, but I can't give them the right answers because I'm not really full on.
Yeah.
And then still now, when I hear, here's an example. I mean, we went to a retailer in Johannesburg one evening, and me and my mother, and they were testing some speakers, like a sound bar with bass.
Yeah.
And as we navigated through the aisles, all these boof, boof, boof sounds.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's this? What's that?
Yeah.
And so I think it was very it's a psycho thing, essentially.
It is.
So I think it always sat with us.
Yeah.
And not that we fought in a war, but you have no control. You can't see.
Yeah.
But yeah, those visuals definitely...
You feel useless. You feel like this is where I am. There's nothing that I can do. And, you know, the type of personalities that we are, we want to get in, we want to get involved, let's fix it, and we cannot. But then maybe my next question is coming back. So you spent some time in South Africa, which was a great reliever for you. It's like when you're faced in a situation and you need to get out for your mental wellness to help you get through adversity, get away.
100%.
Sometimes that's what you need. Clear your mind, clear everything. Then you had to come back. And it wasn't all rainbows and butterflies when you came back, because there were still some alerts that were going on. So how was your mindset coming back into the UAE? And then also, what did you do to settle? Like to kind of be like, okay, Charles, calm down. Everything's going to be okay. How did you do it?
So the change of scenery is very important. I think when you're enclosed in your entire environment, whether you work, eat, sleep without any vacation, I think it's the same impact.
It is.
So yeah, we also have to learn how to de-stress. So I feel music and nature for me, those two combined, man oh man, it is a refreshing tool that I think we all need nowadays. When you walk around in the workplace or in a mall or any public space, people don't look up anymore, right? They look down on their damn phones.
Yeah.
So less social media for me, changing your environment. And man, movement is key. So I like dancing. So if I put on my jams on my YouTube
Your
or
jams,
my, or my
giving away your age.
Spotify, exactly. Really, it does help you because when you listen music and you move, you enable your senses, right?
Yeah.
So I find myself really actually de-stressing and also having to kind of neutralize the stress hormones, right? Because stress comes through in every aspect of our lives. The way we sit, the way we feel in our shoulders, bad sleep, bad habits, essentially. So again, adversity teaches us, okay, how do I cope? How do I survive?
Yeah.
Because, like you say, in the brain, your brain sends signals throughout your entire body. So you have to kind of counter that.
Yeah.
Just like how do you counter a missile coming in? You can't. But there are ways to deal with it, essentially.
Yeah. And I think it's an important message there. And I think as human beings, whenever we're going through it and we're going through tough times, then we're like, oh shit, I actually need to focus on my mental well-being and my physical well-being. Whereas actually, you need to be doing it all the time.
Correct.
You might need to adjust it here and there when you're going through like a really tough time.
Yeah.
But it's important, like, this is what you need to do. You need to be your whole self, mentally, physically, emotionally. You need to be feeding your body in the right way, because then it also helps you get through it. It's tough because it's easy to just lie on the couch and just doom scroll and just because people do that a lot, because doom scrolling takes your mind off things, right?
Correct.
It kind of like
short, small stunts of dopamine that you get addicted to.
Yeah, but it's like you don't have to think about all the shit that you're going through.
Yes.
But that's not the time. And again, if you're choosing to sit on the couch, doom scrolling, that's not the best thing for you. To build resilience and to get through things, you need to be in a great space, all aspects of your life from a wellness perspective.
It's true. And I think also to show up for yourself also.
Exactly.
It's about free will, right?
It
so
is.
you have a choice. So what tools, Jolene, from your side, have you been able to kind of elevate and push forward after your surgery, and also help you to navigate very interesting 10 years, I suppose, after that, right?
Almost 10 years.
Yeah, it's almost 10 years,
Almost
isn't it?
10 years. So I think I've gone on a long journey for a couple of years on the holistic wellness thing, because I think it's important. So I think the first part is just acknowledging the situation that you're in.
Yes.
And some things are going to be within your control. Some things are not going to be within your control. If you can control it, change it. And you know what? Speak to people. Again, like if you're struggling, just speak to someone and just say, I'm really struggling with this. Like, I know you went through something similar. Can you help me? Or read up on some stuff and just try and figure out how you can get out of it.
But why do you think people don't want to speak up?
Because people are proud, number one, and people feel like they'll be ashamed of their story, or they'll come across as being perceived as weak or whatever. But what you went through with the conflict here in the UAE, I can guarantee you 90% of the people living in the UAE, if not more, went through the exact same thing. So why is it not okay to just say, like, I was really impacted by that mentally. Like, it affected me a lot. But people don't want to talk about it. Like, it's a bizarre thing. And the more we talk to each other, the more we'll realize, actually, we're all just human. We go through shit. We go through things. We can help one another.
And we actually become healthier, but actually sharing similar stories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, do what you need to do, acknowledge it, change it. It's not like I can sit here and like I said to you, like, Elizabeth, you're not a tree you can move, right?
Yes.
If you're in a toxic relationship, it's really difficult to get out of it, but you can. You have to consciously make that decision to get out and move. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's going to be tough, and there are going to be tears, and there are going to be times where you just want to throw in the towel. You just got to keep pushing forward. And I feel like it is a cliche, but it's one day at a time. One day at a time, you just do it. And then years from now, you'll look back and you'll be like, why the hell didn't I do that like 20 years ago? If you're in a toxic job, leave.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to push yourself through that.
Exactly.
If you have health issues, yes, that's a little bit different. But your mindset in terms of how you heal makes the difference. So, do what you can from that perspective, and just try and live a healthy life as much as you possibly can. And then look after yourself from a holistic perspective, because otherwise you can go into a very deep hole. And believe it or not, Charles, this is not going to be the worst day of your life. But till today, you have survived every bad situation that has come. And all that it has done is it's made you a stronger person. Sometimes things happen for a reason, whether it's to build character, to get you out of a situation, to push you into some other situation, which might even be more positive. So keep the mindset, change what you're not happy with, do as much as you can. If you're not able to, for like health reasons or it's issues that are not within your control, look after yourself mentally, without a doubt. Like focus on that, make that your priority.
What do we say to a listener today that just had very bad news delivered or encountered a super horrible event or personal story, maybe in this week, where all this what we're saying sounds rosy and fantastic, but I just don't have the guts today to get out of my room or out of bed, where the world is so heavy, I'm so broken, I'm so teary, nobody understands me. What do we tell that individual?
You tell them it's okay. It's okay. Because think about the situations that you were in. I think about my heart surgery. I think about some of the other situations that I've been in. And there have been days where I've been like, there's no way out of this. Like, this is the end. Like,
yes.
Nothing is going to come from this. But then you know what? It shifts. So if you're going through something that's really difficult and you need to take the time to grieve, to mourn, to cry, to get whatever, like get these emotions out, do it. Do it. At some point, there will be a shift. And on those days where there's a shift and you want to do something, you give it your all. Because like I said earlier, it's not linear. It's not.
Never is a puzzle.
It is.
It's a forest.
It is.
Different trails.
It is. And then you're like, oh, there's something else here. And it's like, and then sometimes you'll also be going through something and then there'll be something else. And you'll be like, oh, like, when is this going to end? It's just one thing after the other. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing. And nobody has a life where it's all rainbows and butterflies.
No.
Like I said, ups and downs. Everybody goes through them. Enjoy the good and learn through the downs. And at some point in time, you will be back on the up. So just focus on that. Nothing lasts forever. Look after yourself mentally and surround yourself with people that you can talk to.
That's very true. And good times also don't last.
They don't. Nothing lasts. Nothing lasts forever.
Exactly.
This is exactly the point.
Yeah.
We all think it's all like whenever we talk about something, we say it's the bad things. But when you're in the good times, that also changes.
Exactly. And oftentimes when you're in a good cycle,
Yeah.
you already think, okay, but when is the next bad thing going to happen? Why? Because our brains are trained, I think they say about 80% or so, to repeat the thought processes since you've been a child. So your brain repeats these news flashes and templates and experiences, right? Which again then sends signal down to your entire body. I actually believe also that your mind sits everywhere in your body.
Yeah.
Your mind isn't the brain per se. The brain is your control center. But your mind is, if you hit your toe, I guess, against a chair or something, right? The pain signal goes out, but then you hurt your mind almost, right? Because it's part of your essence and your soul. So you kind of have to understand that in bad events, you are going to face and experience, I guess, the same similar feelings all the time. Because you're used to that throughout your entire lifetime up to now.
Yeah.
So it's up to us to kind of really force yourself to train, to learn new behaviors and new outlooks on life.
And how
but it's tough in the moment. I get that. I get that.
And how you talk to yourself, right? Because you kick your toe, then tomorrow you bump your head. And then you're like, this always happens to me. I'm so stupid, right? Like you'll say these things.
Yeah.
And this is then again what your brain is going to believe because this is what you're feeding it.
Yes.
So don't talk to yourself that way. You just stumped your toe. It's not the end of the world. Like then move on and then just park it and then just like move on. Don't think.
So what do I say? Oh joy! I've just bumped my toe.
No, but you bumped your toe. Like don't. Like dramatize it and be like,
Correct.
These things always happen to me and I'm such an idiot and I'm so clumsy and I'm all these things. And I think this is also one thing that has helped me be so resilient is I don't dwell on things. Like, so if I bump my toe, for example, like 2 weeks from now, I'm not going to be like, oh, I bumped my toe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like I bumped my toe. Okay, fine. I need to move on. People often say, oh, yeah, things happen in threes. So now you're almost expecting, and
Exactly.
you're sending it out into the universe that
Yes.
you're waiting for 2 more things to come and then you'll be done. Like, just mindset. Be kind to yourself, speak nicely to yourself, and just and focus on the positive as much as you can.
It's very, very true. Any parting words before we close out this, I think, very cool topic, right?
I think it's a great topic.
It's a broad topic, right? So
Yeah.
I think, but it stems from adversity and it stems from your own personal story.
Yeah.
But there's so many outcomes, isn't it?
So many outcomes. And Charles, we don't have the solutions for everything.
No.
We are not experts. The only thing that we can do here is share the experiences that we've been through and what's helped us. And hopefully that can help someone. But I think the only parting words that I would have is that everything is going to be okay. You'll see when something happened to you 10 years ago and you thought it was the end of life and you were not going to move on. You moved on and it all turned out to be okay. And the other thing is everybody is going through something. Everybody is going through so much right now globally. If you look at everything that's happening in the world,
so
everybody is going through a lot. All I can say is just be kind to one another. When you're speaking to someone, just, you don't know what they're going through. Extending a bit of kindness goes a very long way.
So true. I think also that there's true in the fact that if you ask your friend or somebody in your family, how are you? Just maybe for now or tomorrow, mean it.
Yeah.
And just listen to what that person has got to say.
Yeah.
Because in there might be subtle tones of help me, SOS, perhaps, right?
Yeah.
And that's how we all make small differences every single day by really tuning in, because we don't talk about this anymore, right?
We
all
don't.
pretend we're fine, right? Social media lies to us. I mean, you have this fantastic, again, outward level of I'm all okay.
Yeah.
It will be all okay once you accept it.
Yeah. And
we are not alone.
Yeah.
We're never alone.
Don't believe everything you see on social media.
Yes.
Life is not like that.
Yes.
And if just speak up. It helps you. Like you say, it's therapeutic. Find someone that you trust, that you can open up to, and just get it off your chest. I mean, it's healing.
It is. I think it's own it also.
Yeah, own it. It's healing.
Own your destiny.
It is. So on that parting note, Charles, thank you very much again for today. I had a wonderful time. It's good to be back in the studio, sharing stories, just having a good chat, and we will see you soon for another exciting topic.
Sounds good, and we hope to see all of you again, and hit the subscribe button right now. I know you want to.
Yes,
Thank
right
you, Julie.
now. Thank you,
Thank you
Charles.
for sharing your story, being vulnerable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.